Hello students, welcome back to our channel. Students, in this video we will discuss a very important method to find the mean of a data, and this method is called assumed mean method. When the data is big and calculations are large and complex, we can use this formula to find the mean of a data. Now let us see how we can use this formula. So this is a question from NCERT textbook and we will find the mean of this data. Now to find the mean, let us make a table first. Let us first write the class intervals. Class intervals and number of students. Number of students, right? Let us say a data of this type is given, in which let us say these are the marks of the students out of 100. So there are 2 students who scored marks between 10 and 25, and there are 3 students who scored marks between 25 and 40 in a test or in an exam, and there are suppose 6 students who scored marks between 55 and 70, and there are 6 students who scored marks above 85. So this is a data which is given and we have to find the mean of this data. Now we will make a table like this. So first we will write these class intervals 10 to 25, 25 to 40, 25 to 40, then 40 to 55, then 55 to 70, 70 to 85, and 85 to 100. And number of students are 2, 3, 7, 6, 6, and 6. This is nothing but the frequency, right? The number of values which are lying in a particular range in data, that is called frequency. So this is Fi, right? This is frequency. Now we will find the class mark. Class mark, when the class intervals are given, so class mark is nothing but the midpoints of the intervals, and we will consider that the value for that particular range, that is called class mark. All these terms were in class 9th also, class 10th also. Class mark, and class mark means the value, so we will represent it by xi. So what is the class mark? The midpoint of 10 and 25 is what? The midpoint of 10 and 25 is 17.5. So what we will do, we will just add these two values 10 plus 25 and divide the result by 2, and so to get the class mark. So 10 plus 25 is 35, and 35 by 2 is 17.5. So this is 17.5, and this is 32.5, and this must be 47.5, right? And the other one is 62.5. The next one is 62.5, which is the midpoint of 55 and 70, and the midpoint of 70 and 85 is 77.5, 77.5, and the 85 and 100 ka midpoint is 92.5. Okay, for assumed mean method, what we will do, wait, no, we will not do wait. You have to wait so that I can draw the lines. Okay, so what we will do, we will assume a value as our mean, right? What I'm saying, okay, we will just understand this concept. assume any of these values, generally we take the value as somewhere near the midpoint. Now take any value near the midpoint and assume that value as, now give any symbol to that value. We have given symbol A to this value, and this is called the assumed mean. We have just assumed, then this is the mean. Obviously we know this is not, this cannot be the mean because we have not calculated the mean yet, but first assume a number which is lying somewhere near the middle in this column of xi, यानी कि column of class marks. एक मिडल के आसपास एक नंबर है, you have to assume that number as mean. So what we will do, we will find di, which is xi minus the assumed mean, right? This is called the deviation. Deviation mean what? If we are saying that this is the mean, we are assuming that this is the mean. So what is that? What is the distance of this value from the mean? So we will simply subtract mean from this value, and when we subtract 47.5 from 17.5, obviously we will get negative 30, right? And subtract this also, you will get minus 15. Subtract this also, you will get 0. Subtract this, you will get plus 15. Subtract this, you will get plus 30, and subtract this, you will get plus 45, right? Okay, so right, so next step is what? You just find this di, which is called the deviation, and you subtract each and every class mark from the assumed mean. Okay, so next we will do what? Now let's make another column. Let's make another column, and that column is fi di. Fi di means now you will multiply the frequency with all these values. So minus 30 into 2 is minus 60, minus 15 into 3 is minus 45, 7 into 0 is 0, 15 into 6 is 90, 30 into 6 is 180, 45 into 6 is 90 into 3, that is 270. Okay, so now we don't have to make any more columns. This is our last column. So okay, so now we will find the mean. First we have to find the sum of these values. Wait, just wait a sec, beta. Otherwise the values will get mixed up and there will be confusion in understanding. So I have to draw these lines first, right? So this is our data. Now what we will do, we will find the sum of the frequencies. We will find the sum of these frequencies. And what is the sum? 6 plus 6 is 18 plus 6, 24 plus 7 is 31. 31 plus 5, it is 36. We will just verify it. 7 plus 5, 12. And 12 plus, okay, 18 plus 7, 25, okay, 30. Huh? What? 6 plus 6 is 12, wait, okay, take a minus 10. So this is 30, right? This is 30. And now we will find the sum of fi di. We will find the sum of fi di. And what is the sum? So if you add these values, obviously these values will be subtracted from this one. So 90 plus 180 is 270, 270 plus 270 is 540, 270 plus 270 is 540, and if you subtract 60 plus 45, that is 105, you will get what? 435. So the sum of these values is positive 435. So now Now what is assumed mean? So let us say this deviation is what? This deviation is sigma fi xi minus a divided by sigma fi, right? This is what? This is this value, right? This is this value. So let us say this value is let us say d, because di is these individual values and d we are referring to this result. This result is what? This is just the mean of the deviations. This is what? This is simply the mean of the deviations, which is the sum of the deviations, that is 435, divided by the number of deviations, which is 30. So we can say that this d is what? This d is the sum of the deviations. So this we will find this. But what is assumed mean method? Now if we multiply this, what we will get? Sigma fixi minus sigma fia divided by sigma fi and divided by sigma fi, right? Okay, this sigma fixi by sigma fi is simply sigma fixi by sigma fi is, we all know that, mean, and this is just assumed mean, and this is d, which is this one, right? This value is what? This value is 435 by 30. So we can say that the mean x bar is simply d plus a. X bar is simply d plus a. So we will find 435 divided by 30 and we will add the assumed mean to that value, and that will be our real mean. For example, in this case it is the real mean, that is x bar is d plus a, and d is what? D is the sum of the deviations, that is 435 divided by the sum of the values, which is 30, plus assumed mean, which was 47.5. Now if we divide this is 43.5 divided by 3 plus 47.5. So this is 1 and 4.5 plus 47.5. 47 plus 14 is 61.5 है दोनों में, so this is 62. So mean is basically 62. So this method to find the mean is called assumed mean method, right? So what is the logic behind this method? There is a clear logic behind this method. If your values are large, what we are doing, we are subtracting a common number from the same value, right? If your values are large and you cannot easily add those values to find the mean, so what you can do, you can subtract a common number from all the values and you will find the mean of the results, and you will again add that common value that you have subtracted from each value to the new mean, right? Okay, let us say we have these numbers 1001 and 1005 and 1003 and 1004 and 1002. We are saying that these numbers are very large, so let us do one thing. Let us subtract 1000 from every value. So if we subtract 1000 from every value, this will be 1, this will be 5, this value is 3, this value is 4, this value is 2. So we will find the mean of these new values, right? So mean of these values is 5 plus 1, 6 plus 3, 9 plus 4, 13 plus 2, 15. So mean of these values is 15 by 5, that is 3. So what is the mean of all these values? What we have subtracted from each value? We have subtracted 1000 from each value. Now what you will do, you will add 1000 to this value to find the actual mean. That is, the mean of these numbers is 1003. The mean of these numbers is 1003. So that is what we have done in this. We have subtracted each and every value. We have subtracted 47.5 from each and every value, and then we took the mean of the new numbers. This result is nothing but corresponds to this 3 in this case, right? So this is the mean of the new values, and we have added the value that was subtracted from each value, that is 47.5, to the new mean, and that will give us the original mean, right? Clear? So this is the logic behind this method, and this is true not only for addition or subtraction, it is true for multiplication or division also. Now we have subtracted a value from all these values. There could have been a next step also, because in each of these values number 15 is common. We can divide all these numbers by 15 and we can find the mean of the new values, which will come after dividing these values by 15. And then what we will do, we will find the mean of the new values and we will multiply that mean by 15 and add 47.5 to that value. So we have to do the reverse steps. If you have subtracted a common value from all the values, you will add that value into the new mean. And if you have divided all the values by a common value, you will multiply that value in the answer and in the reverse order, right? Since we have subtracted the value first and divided later, so we will multiply the value first and add that later. So we can, if I would have suppose multiplied all these values by 2 and then I will find the mean of the new numbers, so I have to divide that new mean by 2, because initially I have multiplied each values by 2. So whatever the operation you are performing with each value, you have to perform the reverse operation with the new mean. By reverse operation means the reverse operation of addition is subtraction and subtraction is addition, and the reverse operation of multiplication is division and division is multiplication, right? So this is assumed mean method. I hope it is clear to you. I'll meet you in the next lecture. Till then, all the best.